Hello there. Hi. I'm making this recording to to let you listen to me talking with myself and just the only reason why anybody would do this is because they enjoy it, right? And so I hope that you feel some of my joy in doing this, and that it rubs off on you somehow, that it makes you curious to also do this. And so, of course, there is no guarantee that that will happen, and I don't claim that that is going to happen. But here, I'm walking on this path here, this gravel path, so you'll hear that. But as you hear me talk, as you just tune into who I am, you can feel what I talk about. And you don't need to understand it. You can feel it. You can experience it. And that's the beauty of it. Yeah? And when you feel it, when you experience it, you're going to be able to understand it. And if you feel it and experience it, you are probably also going to be more likely to try it out yourself. And what am I doing here? I'm just by myself. I'm holding my phone in my hand and I'm talking with myself. And why am I doing this? I'm doing this because I enjoy this. And I don't do this to, I don't know, of course it would be nice if there's a lot of people watching this, but I don't do this to, I don't know, to make money or to get a lot of people to subscribe to my channel. I mean, it would be great if it happens, but you know what? It's not the reason why I do this. I do this, and I have done this because I like to do this. And because I find it meaningful to do this. I find it more meaningful to have this conversation by myself, alone, than to have conversation, with a lot of people who are not allowing me to be like this. Because that is ultimately why I am doing this. I'm doing this because I allow myself to have this. And other people, there's mosquitoes here. Other people, they just don't have that kind of sensitivity to allow for this to happen. And of course, you are only going to acquire that sensitivity, you probably already have it, but you have never used that sensitivity to have a conversation. And so it's only when you begin to listen to yourself while you speak that you are, suddenly kind of surprised because you stumble upon this quality of naturalness. You can say sensitivity, but you can also just say naturalness, right? And so, this is where I am. I'm going to walk along the creek here. There's a lot of water in the creek today. And I talk at this moment seemingly to you, but who are you? I mean, if I talk with you, you are usually some kind of an idea of who you are. Yeah? Do you follow what I'm saying? We have all kinds of ideas about who other people are. We have ideas about who we are. Yeah? And so the image of who you are is not who you are. Nature, and what you see here, isn't that great? Look at that. Yeah, nature. We were walking along this beautiful path here along the creek. Who you are is not an image. Yeah? So, my name is Maximus. Maximus is not me. Maximus is just my name. And how I describe myself is also not who I am, because my words are never the same as what these words refer to. So here you have a tree. Yeah, you have a tree. You have a bunch of trees. The word tree is not the tree, okay? And so we are always with our language carried away from nature unknowingly. Because language becomes more important to us than what language refers to. Language, ideally, of course, refers to reality, yeah? Yeah, our reality. our private Idaho. No, but it is true, you know. So our language refers to our reality, ideally speaking, to our experience, to our, yeah, and to our actions, to what we do, what we experience, what we go through. So if our language catches what we do, what we experience, then we feel good about ourselves. But that's not our usual way of being. Look at that. That's not our usual way of being. Unfortunately, our usual way of being is that our language takes us away from ourselves. And we are kind of caught up in language, and we call that our mind. We call that our thoughts. We call that, our problems. Yeah, all kinds of stuff that we are troubled with. Why? Because language somehow seems to flood us. Yeah, language seems to overwhelm us. Language seems to, I don't know, all these so-called thoughts that are going on in our head. Yeah, all these feelings about stuff that has happened or stuff that is happening. But when are we ever going to talk with ourselves to let ourselves know that our language needs to fit with who we are? I am doing this because I discovered this. And and although I have discovered it, you never stop discovering this, because language, it always reveals me something new. And that is what I like so much about it. I don't know where this particular conversation with myself is going. And I'm always curious to find out, to see what's going to happen. And this openness, this freedom, has to do with the fact that I don't have a predetermined goal. I do not have an image of myself. I do not have an image of how this conversation is supposed to be. I'm simply letting the language flow so that I can say whatever comes up. And so that's what I'm doing. And I go to little spots like right now, you know, I go down the bank here because I want to sit on that. I saw that big rock here. I just said, okay, I'm going to sit on that rock. But look at that. This is a beautiful spot to just sit here for a while near this beautiful creek. Yeah. I just love it here. I'm talking with myself because I like to. And I suggest to everybody can talk with themselves if you begin to do that. You'll say something new. You'll hear something new. You really hear yourself. You realize that hearing yourself in conversation with others, it wasn't possible. Of course it is possible, but it wasn't possible because we didn't know that we could do this. If you would just do what I'm doing by yourself, and if you would enjoy yourself near the creek here, and don't worry about the mosquitoes. Yeah, some of them will bite you. You keep walking, they won't bother you that much. Yeah. If you would talk like this with yourself, like I do, you would be able to talk like this with me. I would be able to talk like this with you. Of course. But we just don't do that. We haven't done that. I've done it. My friend Annemiek has done it. And therefore we have had this conversation with each other. And we continue to have this conversation with each other. And it is just so beautiful. Look at that. Look at where I am. How beautiful. Do you see this ridge here behind me? All this moss that is growing up there. It's so gorgeous. Oh man. Yeah. And the creek is flowing so beautifully. So much water in it today. I love it. Yeah. And there's a lot of people here today. More than usual. Of course it is a Saturday, so it's a good day for going for a walk here. Yeah. Yeah, I just want to show you this. Look at this wall here. This wall, isn't that great? I mean, yeah. And yeah, although of course I do feel very fortunate that I'm here, and maybe not everybody is living close by some beautiful natural environment where they can go. But what I'm trying to convey, what I am referring to, is really that when you speak with yourself, when you talk with yourself, you feel that this is, your nature. And it's just so beautiful to speak from your own nature. to let yourself know that you can speak from your own self nature. And these are just words, don't worry about it. You just speak because you want to speak. And you sound good, you feel good, you like talking with yourself because it is just such a joy to be where you are, to be who you are. And to be at peace with yourself, to not have any problem. Here, look at this tree. Look at that tree. Ooh, isn't that something? Yeah, that's quite a tree, isn't it? And we too, our you could say who we are is also such a process of growth, a process of, a process of time, yeah. We were not anymore what we were when we were children, and yet we are. Yeah, we have matured, we have become more experienced, and we have become less inclined to get upset or to get carried away by things maybe previously we got carried away by. But somehow, because we kind of figured it out by talking with ourselves, like, nah, not gonna do that anymore. I don't need to do that anymore. I don't want to do that anymore. I'm here. I'm good. I'm happy with who I am. I found myself. I hear myself. I accept myself. And I know myself. All this moss that is growing on the rocks, do you see that? Such a gorgeous sight. And it has rained quite a bit in recent times. And now, it is still winter, it's still January. But, in a little while, it will be springtime again, and then you will see everything growing and all the beautiful flowers come out. And it's so beautiful out here once it is springtime again. Hey there. And as you can tell, I have spoken, and at some point you have said enough, or you feel like, okay, could say more, but I don't want to say more. So a silence sets in actually very naturally, and that silence is part of this conversation. That silence is part of the natural movement. I like it here because of this rapid. Look at that. Yeah, that's how I like it. Oh man, it is so good. what I notice in my writing and in my speaking is, of course, that you only have so many words, and you only have so much to say or to write. And I notice that it is so wonderful to be completely at ease with that and to accept that, because that's how it is. Language is having its limitation. Yeah? Knowledge is having its limitation. And human experience is having its limitation. And so it's perfectly okay to acknowledge that and to say like, okay, and to not be in any way hesitant to repeat yourself, but to know that you repeat yourself and to recognize that you repeat yourself, that you have already said this, that you have already written this, that you have already experienced this, and yet you are now experiencing something new. How is that possible? That is because you accept who you are. Yeah? I'm not stuck in any kind of repetition, because my language, it points out something new all the time, because I listen to myself and I feel so happy that even though I say very similar things, it's never quite the same. Here, this is a good spot to sit on this tree. So, yeah. It's kind of nice to all of a sudden be quiet. Some other people are coming by. Let them pass by.
Not too late. No.
Hello.
Hi.
How are you doing? Hi.
Good, how are you?
I'm good. Hi. Oh, there's lots of mosquitoes out here today. Oh, I gotta be careful because they like me. I gotta keep moving. Ay, ay, ay. Yeah. And I also want to express the unimportance of what I'm saying. There's nothing in what I'm saying which is important. In the sense that, you don't need to, I don't know, put any effort into trying to understand what this is or so. Really, you don't need to do that. Yeah. Just follow me along in what I'm saying, hear what I'm saying. Just join me in this experience and feel that you are also able to have this. Oh, if I go here, there's cars on that path. I'm not going there. I don't want to have cars passing by. Yeah. I didn't know, but yeah, on Saturday they are allowed to go with cars all the way in Upper Bidwell. Yeah. I have a melody from John Dowland. It goes kind of like this. Da da dee da 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 dee da da dee. Dee da la la da dee dee la dee. Da dee da da dee da da la 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 la. Something like that. La la da ya da da dee da da dee dee. Dee da da dee da 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 dee. Da 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 la 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 da da dee da 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 dee. Yeah. But I have to admit, of course, that I run out of things to say. Okay, I admit it. It's still something new to me to not have anything to say. Of course, I always want to point out important things, about this embodied language. But yeah, when you're talking with yourself, you kind of get out of your own way, and you just don't make a big deal about anything. And that is what is so marvelous, that you can be free with your language, and that is your embodied language. Your embodied language. Yeah. Everybody can have it. If you would only just take the time to, look at this tree here. Wow, big tree. Yeah, do you see that? That's mistletoe over there, what is growing in the tree. I've heard that in some places around Christmas time, people just collect those from the trees and they sell it to people for Christmas decorations and stuff like that. Oh my goodness, I got bitten by mosquitoes. I got a big bite in my neck. It's already itchy. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, here I go. The stairs. There. Okay. Lots of people here today. Nice, it's a beautiful day. Perfect day. What is also so interesting, when you see people or when you meet people, they're always talking with each other, but they're never talking with themselves, but that's okay. Yeah.
That's what I'm trying to do.
Hello. How are you? Just a little bit further, then I'll conclude this recording. it is really because I have talked that I feel this silence, which I enjoy so much, and which I like to share with the world. You know, like that's my biggest contribution. I know you can't do nothing with it, but it's what I find the most important thing in life. I just hope you one day join me in this kind of conversation. And yeah. And no, not to please me, okay? Just to please yourself. I already pleased myself and I already have this. So when you would join me, it would be so delightful. We would have this together. And yeah, I believe, you know, like I don't need any law to tell me how to be, you know. I live the life that I live, the peaceful life that I live, because I want to live that way. I want to live like that, and I can live like that, and I will continue. So, on that note, have a good day. Yes, you are allowed to love yourself. That's what this is. Yeah. Right.